Greetings all, and welcome to Dave's Craft Room. And on today's video, I have a box here of fabric from Fabscrap. Fabscrap is a company that recycles textiles that would otherwise get wasted, thrown away into the garbage. They have a website where you can buy scraps, and I surely did go on there and buy loads of scraps. And today, we're gonna make a quilt out of the Fabscrap scraps. I'm looking at the order. I got neutrals. These are neutrals. These are grays. And then browns. These are the brown ones. And then 6 bundles of blue fabric. Why did I get so much? I got so much. Work. You know what? Now that I'm looking at this, I see that this might end up being like a couple of quilts. This fabric is definitely like textiles, like from clothing, I think, for most of it. Most of this I can see being in clothing. It's not, ooh, this is cool. This looks like it could have been a bathing suit. It's not, what am I trying to say? It's not quilter's cotton, but that's okay. We can still use it to make a quilt if we want. We can do whatever we want. Let me get like something to put it in. What am I gonna do with this? I mean, honestly, oh wow, stretchy, very stretchy. You know, we may have to interface some of it maybe should get interfaced, and I probably won't interface it. This feels like jersey knit. I'm very familiar with jersey knit, that's for sure. A t-shirt jersey, that is. If I have time and if I feel like it, I will interface it. If not, I won't. These are actually pretty decently sized chunks. Yikes. Definitely not something I would choose to put in a quilt, but that's why this is a challenge. Yeah, a lot of material that's used in clothing is stretchy, and it's stretchy material is great for clothing because it fits on your body, but not necessarily good for quilting. But it can be used as well, and you can either starch it, interface it, sew it onto a foundation, or just deal. And honestly, I'll probably do all of the above at some point. There's really a lot of fabric here. In all honesty, I probably bought way more than I needed. Ooh, I love this. I also somehow thought having the grays in there would be a good idea too. These are the grays. And I still think that. This is gonna be interesting. This is gonna be a challenge. The point is a challenge. We're trying to use like recycled material. Look at these silvers. This, I think, I'm pretty sure that this is the material that Harry Potter's invisibility cloak was made out of. Glittery, shiny, and all that. Okay, you know what? We need to get the pile down because there's too much here. Oh, I'm not going to use the browns right now. I just don't feel like it. Maybe there's more ideas to be had than what I'm about to do, but I need to get the pile down because I have too much in front of me right now. I think I'm gonna, first of all, the first step in quilt making is always get on Pinterest. We need to get on Pinterest and look at some scrap quilts. All right, we're on the second day now. And I can tell you yesterday was some kind of strange hokey pokey stuff, but I think I figured out what I actually want to do. And it's honestly just do free piecing and make a scrap quilt. I do think there's enough here to make 2 or even more quilts. And so for the first one, I'm gonna do straight lines, 90-degree angles. That was the original plan, and then I remembered that curves and strange shapes exist. And so for the second one, I wanna get into the strange shapes and the curves. But first, I just wanna do some free piecing, straight lines that I'm used to. And I'm also gonna do small pieces. I'm gonna sew them onto this added machine tape. This is added machine paper tape, and it works well for a foundation for making strips. And then we can incorporate the strips into there. The paper foundation is good because it just keeps it straight and all kind of uniform, the same size and shape. You don't have to use it. You can piece strip units without it, but I like to use it. It's exactly 3 inches. and then I'll trim it to a 1/4 inch wider on either side, and then rip the paper out, and then pretty much just shove it into the quilt wherever it goes. So let's start. All right, people, the time has come to change the blade out. In all honesty, you know what? I never change that thing. And it's like, not because I don't have any. I don't know, maybe I'm just thrifty. I have a whole pile of these. I use it until the bitter end. You know, some people solve problems right away and some people just let it fester for the rest of their lives. I'll put that in the case. I have a case for them. And then someday I'm gonna buy a sharpener and sharpen them. So like I said before, there's gonna be, I think, another quilt made out of this fabric. But however, Dave's Craft Room fans are gonna have to wait until after Halloween, because for once, I actually was able to plan ahead enough to do Halloween quilts. And the thing is, I always work ahead. Usually by the time Halloween rolls around, by the time I think to do a Halloween quilt, there's not enough time to get the quilt done and the video out by Halloween. And that's why I don't have any seasonal style quilts, I don't think. Even the ones that I made as Christmas presents, the videos didn't come out until later, after Christmas, because of how far ahead I have to work. But this year, my fabric store in my area started selling Halloween fabric in, like, I think May or June, and that was my clue. That reminded me that Halloween exists, and then I can get on that. And then this year, I finally did I'm going to make 3 Halloween quilts and 3 Halloween videos. And that's also because, by a strange twist of fate, there's 3 Tuesdays in October this year. So I can come out with 3 Halloween videos. I don't want to give away too much knowledge, but I have a horror movie quilt planned, and then haunted house quilt, and then a zombie quilt. Another zombie quilt, because I did make a zombie quilt before. It's embroidery. This one is going to be pieced. That's all I'm going to tell you for now. Stay tuned for October. Okay, people, this is the tea. I like the strip units, the paper strip units. I like them for a different quilt. They're just not the vibe for this quilt, I feel like. So I'm gonna save them and use them on something else. Another iteration of the blue scrap quilt. But what I have here is kind of bigger chunks, and the bigger chunks are a vibe. And having the tiny chunks in there kind of introduces chaos a little bit. And I love chaos, but for a different quilt. So I'm gonna continue piecing the bigger chunks and save these for something else. I want to use this queen size batting, which is 90 by 108. What I mean to say is I want to make a queen size quilt. So that's what we're going for, 90 by 108. Let's see how much that is. Well, the quilt's not going to be 90 by 108. It'll be less than that so we can use the batting. Oh wow, that's going to be big. This is 90 inches. Oh my gosh, well it'll be more like 80. That's doable, 80 inches and then 80 inches by probably 90. So that's like, I mean, that's the whole design wall, isn't it? Today is Sunday, by the way, and we're gonna see how far I get in the piecing on this Sunday. Inches. All right, I guess that's good. I was hoping for 90 inches, but I guess that's close enough. So this is how much I can piece in one day. I love it. That's a wrap on Sunday for the piecing because I'm too tired to continue. So maybe I'll have some time to piece during the week. Usually I'm too tired after work, so we might have to come back next weekend. In any case, I'll probably finish it next weekend. Am I doing anything next weekend? No. So I can sandwich this next weekend. So, cool. That's a wrap. Okay, I had to turn the camera back on. Do you remember those crumb strips that I pieced? As I was sitting down just now, I realized that I could put them here. I think they're gonna look good here. And I feel that it's gonna work because it's kind of that the quilt will turn out still kind of calm and cozy and not too chaotic, but also have some more interest in it. So work. I'm gonna do that. I'll put that in later. All of these seams here are gonna make it hard to iron this whole thing. I think what I'm gonna have to do is iron it the best I can and then top stitch it down on top of that. So that's how I'll put these in. These are not pieced together yet either, but cool, work. Let's do it. Alright, so it's Monday now, and I did piece the rest of this half off camera. And this is not sewn on yet, that's the next step. I need to piece this in. Today is Monday. I want to get this quilt sandwiched because we get some rough weather periodically, so they're calling for a bad storm this week, and it's not unusual to have the power go out. So I want to hand quilt this and have it prepared in case the power goes out. I'm gonna use big stitch embroidery floss quilting. So here I go, let's get the quilt top done and then we'll go downstairs and sandwich it in the living room, okay? Let's go. Sandwiched it and sewed around the outside edge. I did it off camera because it's Monday. Who wants to film on a Monday? But I will film the turning it inside out. So this is the final result, and it turned out so floppy and so drapey because of the flannel backing and the cotton batting. And that's going to be all for today's video. Thank you for coming to Dave's Craft Room. Remember to like and subscribe to my channel, and please come again.